Hey everyone, this is Forrest again. Thank you for coming to our week 3 Battle of the 2 and Zeros. Only one of us will have that amazing, glorious 3 and 0 tag, while the other one will be forced to wear the 2 and 1 until next week. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's proceed on through here to the teams. My team on the left, their team on the right. They have a pretty good team. I'm not gonna lie. It's really hard hitting, especially Manectric. Manectric has 135 base special attack, so it hits really hard right off the bat. Very similar to Glalie. Glalie has 135, 135 physical base attack, and neither of them can learn boosting moves. So yeah, they're pretty good late game. Both of them are pretty good for late game. Now, Manectric has really fast speed. I want to say it has the highest speeds tier in the low tier draft we're in right now at 135. So we got to be careful about that. We have priority on our side, thankfully, and it does not get any healing moves, so we can whittle it down. And yeah, we can just get ready, get prepped for that the most. And I will show you the big threats as well. So as we mentioned before, Manectric, it does get Intimidate in its base form, so technically it can Intimidate you twice. Once on the switch in with the regular form, and then the other one with the Mega form. Rapidash is the only Fire Fairy type in the game. It was changed from Psychic Fairy to Fire Fairy in this ROM. It gets Runaway, which is useless, Immunity, which can be useful, and then Flash Fire, which means if I hit it with a fire move, it does no damage, and it makes its next fire move even more powerful. So we gotta be careful about that. It has a high base speed of 125. It outspeeds a lot of my Pokemon. Uh, it even outspeeds Floatzel, but don't worry, we got plans for that on the next slide here. And last but not least, we have Meloita. Meloita is normal psychic. It has a pretty decent high special attack at 128, and its speed is at 90s, which means we can outrun it with most of our. We can outrun it with Glalie if needed, or Floatzel. However, they tend to go. People like to go Scarf on Meloita, so we got to be careful about that. Its ability Serene Grace means promotes added effects. So, say for instance, Scowl deals 30%. It has a 30% chance to burn. Now it has 60% chance on Serene Grace. Only one Pokemon gets that, Scowl and Serene Grace, and I don't think anyone picked it. It's Sevi Milotic. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide here. This is my team here, the Warriors of Week 3. Glalie, of course, coming in, return, quick attack, freeze dry, earthquake. Now you might be wondering, why do I have freeze dry on here? The reason why is because Dhelmise, Sevian Dhelmise gets gooey, which means if I make contact to it, my Pokemon speed will be slowed by 1, and we do not want to ever afford to lose speed on Mega Glalie ever. Like that'd be a death sentence to it. So a freeze dry is there to ensure that we hit it super effectively because it's dealing 4x damage with it being a water grass type. Freeze dry deals 2x damage to water types, so yep, that's why it does 4x there. It's really nice to have and makes no contact just in case. Its EVs are there to outspeed Meloita, and the 80 special attack is there just to make freeze dry hit harder. Full Soul is Choice Scarf. It's EV'd to outspeed Scarf Meloita. If it can outspeed Scarf Meloita, it outspeeds everyone. Like I said, Meloita just tend to go Scarf. Shout out to Jerome for mentioning that, for saving me there. I was not going to have it do that originally, but you'll see why that's important later. Hitmonchan. Now, Hitmonchan does pretty well in this MU with Clear Amulet. It can take 3 hits from Max Timid Mega Manectric with this EV spread. And we can get one. That means we can get one bulk up, and then just Drain Punch away, and then kill it with a Jet Punch and Drain Punch or knock off. Duraludon is back again here. Now you might be wondering, why do I have Stalwart on that? Didn't I mention that it was completely useless in singles? And yes, it is completely useless in singles. However, Rapidash Galar gets Low Kick, and Low Kick deals more damage the heavier your Pokemon, the heavier the enemy Pokemon is. So I did not want to risk going in with Heavy Metal and Duraludon taking more damage than it needs to. So we went Stalwart, which effectively means it has no ability, but that's fine because Evaluate Duraludon is really powerful. It is really tanky. It gets Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon. Thunder Wave is there for Rapidash Galar and Meloita, just to cripple them the best it can. And of course, it's just a nice safety switch in. It won't be able to do anything towards his Scorch Sevi or his Manectric, but that's okay. We can just hit him with Dragon Pulse if need be. It's really tanky. We gotta be careful about Scorch, so it is ground type, so it does get ground stab earthquakes. But yep, Rotom Heat is another really good choice here. The reason why is because Mega Manectric, it's a pure electric type, but it gets fire coverage, and Rotom effectively walls both of his typings, and that it can't really do anything back. There's no hidden power allowed, so he can't really hit it with anything else. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Defog. Thunderbolt, I feel like it could have been Will-O-Wisp, but he's really heavy on the special side, so I just went with Thunderbolt just to hit the Rapidash Galar. It also does pretty well against Rapidash Galar because Rapidash Galar is a Fire Fairy, which Rotom resists both, so that's pretty nice. And last but not least, we have Ludicolo. Assault Vest just to tug it out with the special attackers that would outrun it. Scald, Energy Ball, Ice Beam, Aura Sphere. I think I could have opted more for not Energy Ball, Giga Drain over Energy Ball, but because we're Assault Vest. But you know, I just want as much damage as possible just to get rid of the big threats. But anyways, let's go ahead and proceed on with the match itself. Now you're gonna see 2 question marks here. It's using the base Showdown replay, so the icons are not showing for Radical Red. This is Dumai Sevi and Centiskorch Sevi. He's going to lead with Centiskorch Sevi. It will not show that. I just want to give you a heads up there. But let's go ahead and get started. So this is Centiskorch Sevi. I lead with Hitmonchan. The reason why I led with Hitmonchan, I noticed he did not bring Rapidash Galar, so that was pretty nice. So I realized I could probably lead with Hitmonchan here and get a bulk up popped off against these guys. If it was Meloetta, I would just swap to someone that could tank its hits. So he goes for the coil, pretty smart, and I go for the bulk up. Hits me with Earthquake. It does a lot of damage. Oh god, I wish it didn't do that much damage. I had to really think hard here because I did not want to lose Hitmonchan against this team just yet. So I make a bold play. I stay in with the knockoff. We get him knocked off, and then I hit him with the Jet Punch. Bye-bye. That's one major threat down. I'm so excited to have that out. Now he brings in Meloetta. Meloetta would easily just slaughter Hitmonchan at this point with any move, so I bring out Duraludon to tank whatever's coming through. Not much damage there, thankfully. It does reduce the special defense. Dumai Sevi comes in. I paralyze it because I was trying to paralyze Meloetta, but he swapped out. And then we just start hitting with Dragon Pulse. Now, unfortunately, he throws the Leech Seed out, which means I can't keep Duraludon here any longer. It's just not going to win this fight of attrition here. So I swap him out with Ludicolo. You cannot Leech Seed another grass type, so Dumais has to just contend with whatever else I wanted to do. And it gets paralyzed. Sweet. And we just start firing off Ice Beams. We kind of have this little back and forth here. I'm glad I went Assault Vest. Every little bit helps, so we just keep firing Ice Beam. He goes Scald. I fire off an Ice Beam and get a critical hit, so that means it's pretty much down to any other move, as long as I don't throw like a water type move at it. So at this point, I predict a switch in, and I go for the Aurora Sphere onto the Sliggoo. Now, Sliggoo is really tanky. It's like Duraludon. It's Steel Dragon, and gets Evaluate as well, and this thing is a pain in the rear to take down. And it does a surprise move, which I didn't know it learned. It's going to use... In a second here. It's going to use Wish. It does not know Wish in Vanilla, and I did not know I learned Wish in Radical Red. What Wish does is you use Wish, and then the next turn after, it'll heal your Pokemon. So this thing getting Wish is huge. I wish my Duraludon got Wish. That would be amazing. But yeah, it can use like Wish Iron Defense and just like be a menace from there. So he goes for the Protect. That means he's trying to get his Wish proc off, which it works. 49% healed up. So I switch to Hitmonchan. He goes for the Wish again, which is great. And then he goes Manectric. Now, at this point, I unfortunately cannot do anything to Manectric with Hitmonchan. Normally, you can take 3 hits, but I cannot risk that right now. It will die to a Thunderbolt or Overheat or Flamethrower or whatever. It just throws at it. I tried to remove Sliggoo's Evaluate, but like I said, he switched out, and because it's Mega, the item won't get removed. So I swapped to Rotom Heat, anticipating a electric move or fire move. It uses Volt Switch, and it Volt Switches into Meloetta. Now, my Rotom is full HP EVs, so I decided to just make a risky play here. It hits me with Luster Purge, no problem. We tank it down to 25, and then we Volt Switch out into Duraludon. So we got some nice chip going there. Sliggoo comes back out. I hit it with Thunder Wave. This is great. This means it has a chance of just not being able to do anything, which is what I need, because if it's going to fire off Wishes and Protects, there's a chance that it might not be able to do that. So I switch to Hitmonchan. It goes for the Wish. Dumais comes out. I Drain Punch it, so Dumais is now out. Unfortunately, it has Rocky Helmet, so my I didn't regain that much health, sadly. Luster Purge again. Reduce special defense. So at this point, I go just full crazy on Manectric here. It uses Overheat, barely survived. Oh man, we are at the 1. I had this thing max EV'd to withstand max HP, max special defense for this reason here. So now Mega Manectric is essentially out so long as it doesn't get any Wish procs on it, because I can just use a whole bunch of like priority moves against it. He goes for the Roll Switch. Goodbye, Duraludon. You will be remembered. He goes for Meloetta. So I decided to bring out Floatzel here, and then we hit him with the Surging Strike Scarf. Meloetta is now down for the count. So now he only has what I thought would be one warrior left. Oh boy, I was a little wrong, and you're going to see why. He brings out Sliggoo. I recalled the Hitmonchan thinking it's okay, we just Drain Punch, and he goes for the Iron Defense. Okay, that's annoying, but no problem. We can still make this work. So I decided to Drain Punch him to regain some health here. Gooey won't proc because of Clear Amulet. He goes for the Wish, so I predicted this. He did this before. He wishes and then protects, so I decided to do a free bulk up. Sweet. We got a free boost there. And he gets free health, but that's fine. We're a fighting type to steal. So I knock off the Eviolite. We don't want to deal with that anymore. He goes for the second Iron Defense. So I go for another bulk up. I'm so glad I did this because I would have fainted otherwise. As you can see here, it would have killed it. But that's no problem. We go for the Drain Punch. A critical strike on the Drain Punch. That was huge. I'm pretty sure that mattered. If I'm pretty sure Hitmonchan would have lost the 1v1 without that crit. Or it wouldn't lose the 1v1, but it would go on a lot longer than it needs to. I probably just spam bulk ups as he goes wishes, and yeah, it would just be back and forth. But that was pretty nice just to get that out of the way. So that was his last true threat. Glalie here. Yeah, listen, Glalie, you can't do anything in your base form. He goes for the Fake Out. I know exactly what he's about to do. There's the explosion. I saw that one coming. We had a bit of a laugh. I bring out Glalie. Now, this kind of surprised me. I guess he was expecting Fake Out Glalie because he wouldn't protect Manectric, which is not something you do, but I understand why he did it. But yeah, we are now 3-0. It was a good game. It was definitely the scariest one that I've had to play compared to the last two. Sliggoo definitely caught me off guard. I've seen him use Sliggoo before. He went like a curse set one time. But I wasn't too worried about it because Hitmonchan could just bulk up and just Drain Punch. But when I saw the Wish, that's when I got scared. I'm like, okay, that's a little goofy. Why does this thing get Wish? Why doesn't Duraludon get Wish? That'd be amazing. But yeah, that was the game. 3-0. Good job. GG. Had a lot of fun. Let's go back to our slides here. 1 second. So what's next? I might have a bye in week 4. The reason why is because my opponent for next week is not responding to anyone. He has not responded to his previous opponent. The mods have tried reaching out to him. He's not responding to them. And I did reach out to him myself today, letting him know, like, hey, you're my week 4 opponent. Are you able to play? And nothing as of yet. So I might get a freebie next week, which will land me in 4-0. If that's the case and I don't get a battle, I might do a quick Pokemon news video, like predictions that are coming. With Pokemon Day coming up very soon, I think it's February 20th, so we're about 3 weeks away. 3-ish weeks. I might talk more on that. I'll also reveal some leaks and what I expect. But yeah, thank you again for coming to this video. Had a lot of fun making it. This was a really fun battle. It was scariest for sure. But yeah, we're 3-0, so looking forward to hopefully next week, if not the last one, week 5, which is the last battle before playoffs. Anyways, thank you so much, and you guys have a nice one. Bye-bye.